Are you looking to buy a new Geforce RTX 3090 graphics card for your next VR PC on September 24th in just 2 days? Well, stay tuned because we have some leaked information on specs and pricing here on the VR Aperture. Welcome to the VR Aperture. I am your host, Destroy Troy, and like we mentioned, we have information on the top custom RTX graphics cards, 3090 graphics cards coming out on September 24th. The top two competitors oftentimes for overclocking potential are from EVGA and Asus. And the pricing for those custom cards, wait for it, is going to be $1799. $300 over the Founder Edition. If you're looking to just buy an alternative to the Founder's Edition because you don't like the air cooler or the new 12-pin power connector that NVIDIA is trying to push on all of us, then you might be interested in the Asus Tough Gaming graphics card, which is still at two 8-pin connectors and has a triple blower, gets a nominal increase on the overclock over the boost clock over the Founders Edition, and still comes in at $1499, same price as the Founders Edition. So that might be a good choice for you if that's the way you're planning on going. For you enthusiasts who are trying to push the envelope on your overclocking, obviously you're going to be likely choosing between EVGA and Asus. They're oftentimes get the highest scores on YouTube bench tests. The boost clock for the EVGA is going to be 1800 megahertz, which is over 6% increase over the Founders Edition boost clock. Unfortunately, we don't have the numbers for the Asus, but those top cards are going to be the EVGA for the Win 3 Ultra Edition and the Asus ROG Strix overclocked edition. And like we mentioned before, we prefer EVGA over Asus. The reason being, even despite the fact that there may be a potential for Asus to have that negligible increase on the boost clock or overclocking potential over EVGA, we feel that it is completely outweighed by EVGA's manufacturer's warranty, in that we mentioned this before, honor the manufacturer's warranty even after you've removed the stock air cooler to water cool it, as long as you return it back to the way it was. If you need to RMA it, they will still honor the warranty. And as far as we're aware of, they're the only manufacturer that does that. But in addition to that, EVGA includes on the Win 3 editions, instead of one thermal sensor, 10 thermal sensors, and the various portions on the graphics card. And this is important because if you've ever had the experience like we have, where you went to water cool something and you have a variety of thicknesses of thermal pads that you have to be placed in specific spots to compensate for the different heights of the components on the board and the gap on the water block, and find that when you go to put it together that you have a thermal pad that's way squishing out off the sides, or it's not resting completely flat, and you realize that there's no way that this thicker thermal pad was intended to be placed in this despite what the instructions say. If you don't catch that before you install it all and put it in the computer, you can at least, by using the EVGA's thermal sensor, their overclocking tool, you can check for hot spots to see if the water block isn't making perfect contact. And so you'll be able, like I said, recognize that and correct the problem, and potentially have to go take it all back apart and change a thermal pad from one thickness to another. So that's how that can be of great benefit. The last thing you probably need to consider is the power connectors. NVIDIA's, like we mentioned, is moving to a 12-pin connector. Both Asus and EVGA will be using 3 8-pin connectors. So if you have a power supply that can support dual graphics cards, then you have a second pair of 8-pin connectors that you can use one of to make up for the third power connector, 8-pin power connector. Though you'll have a little dangler there that's not connected to anything and might drive you nuts if you have a tempered glass panel, highly modified computer, and everything's, you know, custom sleeved and lit with LEDs and all that, and you have this dangler there. It's not connected to anything. Might drive you nuts. I know it would probably drive me nuts, but that's all we have for you today. We wanted to just make sure we got this information to you as soon as possible, since in less than 2 days now, those cards go on sale, and they're going to go fast. Probably the only way you're going to get one of these if you take the day off from work and just sit at the computer going refresh, refresh, refresh on the shopping cart, waiting for them the moment they release, because they're going to be gone like that. And there's not going to be any time for shopping around, so you need to have all of your decisions made ahead of time going into 2 days from now, September 24th, and be ready. You know, like I said, no time to shop around. So we hope this was a help for you. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you'd like to support this channel, please hit subscribe and the bell notification. And once again, have a great rest of your week.